What is up, guys? Justin here in the game room for a pickups video today. Kind of an interesting premise on this one. This is going to be everything that I picked up from the opening of a brand new Goodwill type store thing in my area. So to set the premise for this, there's a store called CompRenew. And it's not like a new thing. I'm sure some of you have them where you live, but this is the first one in my area. And basically, it's a branch of Goodwill that sells like recycled electronics and like media stuff. And so they had one in my area. It's actually in the same building as my actual Goodwill, and they had this grand opening thing last Friday morning for it. So I took an early lunch from work. I drove down there. I got there like 15-20 minutes early, expecting there to be a big long line of people waiting to get in and check out the new store. And here I am, standing there by myself. This was like 15 minutes before they were supposed to open, and there was no other customers standing outside. There was plenty of people inside. They had like the Goodwill regional CEO there for this. They had a bunch of employees there, obviously. They had a bunch of radio people doing like media stuff. And so they did this ribbon cutting outside right at 10 o'clock. And you can see me, I'm standing off to the side. Like, I didn't care about getting a good shot of the ribbon being cut. I just wanted to be the closest one to the door so I could be the first one in. So they opened up. I made a beeline back to their like video game section, I guess you could call it, which is what you guys are seeing here. This is after I kind of already loaded up my basket with a bunch of stuff that I wanted. Wanted to make sure I grabbed everything before I started filming. And this is probably why I haven't found like any video game systems or many games recently at our local Goodwill because they've been stockpiling everything for the opening of this store. And I had a little bit of an advantage here because they were posting a bunch of like promo videos on their Facebook page and stuff advertising the opening of the store. And in those videos, I saw some stuff on the shelves that I was like, you know, it kind of caught my eye. I was like, I want to get there early and see what they have that priced at. So the first thing I actually put in my basket was this white PS2 Slim system here that I'd seen in one of their Facebook videos. And I didn't see the price or anything on it. We'll get to that in a moment. It's in really nice shape, and it came with a matching white controller, which is in really nice shape. I mean, I never find PS2 controllers in good shape, so to get this one in like pretty much immaculate condition, assuming it works, was incredible. And it came with the power cord, no AV cord, but I've got plenty of those. But check out the price on this, $24.99, which I was pleasantly surprised with because had this been priced at our actual Goodwill over in the next building over, it would have been way more than $24.99. And I'm just noticing now I haven't even opened this since I bought it. I got a free copy of ESPN 2K5 in here. So yeah, $24.99 for that. I was pretty impressed by. I was kind of afraid that they were going to be pricing everything up at this store since it's like a specialty, you know, refurb electronics store or whatever. But no, I was more than happy with that. Some of the other electronic-ish items that I grabbed from that same shelf were an Xbox One Connect. They had a 360 and the Xbox One Connect there, both for $9.99. So I grabbed this one. Thought that was a pretty good deal. And I grabbed this for the collection. I almost passed on it, but for $4.99, it is a brand new nunchuck for the Wii. It's a little bit of crushing and stuff on the back. I almost put this back on the shelf, but I was like, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and grab it. I'll just hang on to it for the collection. I don't have one sealed yet. So I believe that was everything I grabbed from over on those shelves. Let's move on to the stuff I got out of the glass case there, which I did not get any video of, unfortunately. It was right up next to the register. There was kind of a lot going on, and I was in a hurry. I was on my lunch break from work, so I was just trying to get, you know, make sure I got back to work on time. But they did have some pretty nice stuff in their glass case. Most notably, a pair of Atari 5200 controllers. This was something else I saw in one of those promo videos, and I wasn't sure what they're going to be priced at. And they actually weren't priced when the guy took them out of the glass case for me, but luckily like the manager guy for the store was standing right next to us, so we just asked him quick, and he told me for the pair of them, $9.99. So I'm crossing my fingers that these work. I mean, even for parts, it's a good deal for $9.99. But these controllers are just super fragile. I've never had any luck with them. But I have at least one, maybe two Atari 5200 systems down in storage that I've had for I don't know, at least a couple years, and I haven't been able to do anything with because I'd never had controllers for them. So hoping at least one of them works so I can pair it with the system. But yeah, $9.99 for that. I haven't seen those in a long time. Let's see what else was in the case. A couple systems here, a few systems actually. They had a bunch of DS systems in the case, a bunch of like DS Lites and stuff that I passed on, but they had two 3DS systems for $19.99 each. A red one and a pink one. I don't know like the official terminology, like Pearl maybe, and I don't know. I don't even know what you call that one, Ruby. That's not right. But anyway, for $19.99 a piece, I was like, I thought there would have been more, and I was a little bit hesitant because I haven't bought or sold one of these in a long time, and I don't know if that's a good deal for it. Someone could let me know. They didn't have chargers, but they did have charges on them, and they were actually factory reset, so I'm hoping that they tested them before they reset them. But this store does have like a 30-day return policy, I think, which is awesome. I mean, you almost need that when you're selling used electronics. But yeah, 20 bucks a piece on those, and then they had this, which I believe is a DSi XL system. Yeah, it is the Super Mario Bros. 25th Anniversary DSi XL system here, which is in really nice shape. The touchscreen's a little bit scratched up, but the front of it is in really nice shape there. You can see $29.99 for this, which I was really iffy on, but when they handed it to me, they handed me the whole case here, and in the case, there was actually some games and some styluses. None of these are anything special. I mean, Jeopardy, you got Monster High, Ninja, or Battles, Lego Ninjago or whatever, another Monster High game, Shrek the Third, Cookie Mama. But I saw Mario Kart DS in there, and I was like, okay, I mean, you know, that's $10 right there. So even though the system was $29.99, I was like, I'm going to go ahead and grab it. I think that's a pretty good deal for it. I want to say this edition of the DSi XL goes for like, you know, $40, $45, plus the game and the other junk games. You know, pretty good deal for $30. So let me get some of this out of the way here. See if I got anything else out of the glass case. Yes, a couple games. So they had a bunch of, not a bunch. Well, they had a bunch of DS games, which were similar to this kind of junk that I just skipped over. But they did have one that I picked up and for $4.99, and it was New Super Mario Bros. This probably should have been a pass, honestly. It's a decent deal for it, but it's not that good. So if I could go back, I would have passed on that one, but I got it for $4.99. And they had one N64 game in there, which is Zelda Ocarina of Time, for $7.99, which was kind of an odd price because I don't think I paid $7.99 for anything else that I got. No, this was the only one. So obviously a good deal for the game. It's pretty beat up, but anytime I see this game for like, you know, under 10 or 12 bucks, I'm definitely gonna pick that up. So that was it for the glass case stuff, I believe. Let's move on to the stuff I got from their little game section. They had all their games stacked up. You can tell they've been stockpiled for the last couple months. And I'm gonna start it with the best one that I got for sure. They had a very small stack of GameCube games there. Nothing real special, except for this one. It is the Pokemon Coliseum bonus disc. And I don't exactly know what this is. Someone will have to drop a comment and let me know. I don't think I've ever had it before. I've definitely seen it before, but I don't know if this is like just like like a demo of Pokemon Coliseum, or is it like an expansion or like an add-on or what? Someone can let me know. Say not for resale on the back of it here. But when I picked this up, I was like, oh my god, it's factory sealed. So I've got it in like a DVD case here because I was worried about it getting ripped open or whatever. But yeah, this is brand new and sealed. And I looked this up and I couldn't believe what they were going for. I think even open ones were like, you know, $40, $45, $50. And I didn't see many sealed ones that had sold, but the ones I did were like, you know, $90, $100+. So this was $6.99. I'm going to have to take that sticker off as soon as I end this video. I wanted to leave it on there for the video, but I don't want it getting stuck on the seal there. But yeah, that was definitely the score of the trip, I believe, because this is an awesome collection piece. Like I said, I don't think I've ever actually owned the bonus disc. Someone drop a comment and let me know exactly what what that disc does. Some other games I got here: 2 copies of Rock Band 4 for the PS4. I wasn't thrilled about paying $14.99 a piece for them, but I did pick this game up at the garage sales this summer, and I sold it for 30 bucks pretty easily. So even though it's not like, you know, a huge money maker. I'll get some of my money back for this deal, because I spent, I think, $250 on just this trip there. So 2 copies of that. Star Fox Adventures for the GameCube, $4.99. Yeah, see, it came from that store that switches out all those cases for generic DVD cases. But so basically disc only. I mean, this is all sun faded and stuff. We got a PS2 game that I've never seen before. How do you even pronounce that? It's Steel Lancer Arena International. I have no idea what this is. Again, it's in a replaced case, it feels like, and the disc is loose. That's great. It's okay, though. I've never had this one before, no manual, but I think $4.99 for that was a pretty good deal. Caught them slipping on this one, Mario Kart Wii, for $4.99. They had 2 other copies of this game there for $14.99, I believe. So just happy to grab this one. No manual, but for $4.99, good deal. Wii Sports Resort for $4.99, and I believe the last game I picked up on this trip there was Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts for $4.99. Not a great deal on it, but I don't know if I have this one. I think I've only ever had it in the Platinum Hits version, so I might be hanging on to this one. So anyway, I did buy, well, I can't say that's everything I bought, because I did buy a bunch of Guitar Hero guitars as well. I think I got 7 of them from this particular trip. I don't have them up here to show. I'm just going to show a picture of them here in my trunk. This wasn't even all the ones that I bought. You guys know, well, you knew my previous feelings on Guitar Hero guitars, because I remember even last summer I was ranting about them in a garage sale video, saying how I hate picking them up because they're just bulky, they're they're a pain to test, you know, I never can do anything with them. However, I caught up with the times, and I hopped on like the Amazon FBA bandwagon, and just because I wanted to send some in there and see if they actually sold as well as people told me they do on Amazon, and they did. Like, I sent in 7 of them, and they all but one of them I think is sold by now. It's been like, you know, a week or 2, and they're selling for some pretty good money on there. So I told myself, hey, if I see them for cheap and they're in good shape, I'm gonna start picking them up. So I paid $5 each on like 7 Guitar Hero guitars on that trip. So as I mentioned, I was on my lunch break, so I didn't have a whole. I had like 20 or 30 minutes maybe actually in the store after the, by the time I waited for them to open, I had to get back to work. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go back after work and just pick up some scraps, more or less. So I did. I stopped in there after work, and I picked up a few more Guitar Hero guitars, which I'm not going to show, but I think I grabbed 4 more of them, so I have like 11 total on the day then. And 2 of them, though, which I will show, came with their receivers. This is a PS3 receiver, I believe, for like one of the Les Paul Guitar Hero guitars. And these go, I mean, the last one I had of these I sold for like $40, and it came with the guitar for $4.99. So I could not pass that up. And then here's one of the Rock Band like guitar bass ones. These are a little bit cheaper, but still, for $4.99 to get the guitar and the receiver was a pretty solid deal. So moving on to, I might have shown this in the video earlier, well, when I panned over the shelf of electronics and the video game systems they had, but I went ahead and picked up this N64 system here. It was $34.99, and this is another one I was kind of iffy on. Going back, I might have passed on it, but I was all pumped because I didn't even think to look in the morning if it had the expansion pack in there, and it did. So I just threw it in my basket and bought it, not even really considering the fact that, okay, yeah, the expansion pack might be worth $20, $25, so I got the system for 10 or 15 bucks. It did come with the cables here and a controller. However, the controller is not in good shape, so I mean, I probably wouldn't sell it with the system. The joystick is too loose on it. So not the best deal in the world for $34.99, because I pay tax on it and everything, so I might have passed on this thinking back. And the reset button's pretty, it's not stuck, but that's not how loud that is. So anyway, not a horrible deal. And then I picked up a few games as well, which I'm surprised a couple of these I'm surprised I had missed earlier in the day. Not this one. They had a bunch of Wii Sports there for $4.99. They probably had 10 of them, which that's a good deal for it. It's just like that weird price where it's like, if you're looking for the game to play, if you somehow don't already have it, then $4.99 is a good deal. I think it's like a $10 or $12 game. but I wasn't going to buy them all. So I just bought this one because it had 2 copies of the game in there. So 2 for $5, basically, not too bad. This one, Lost in Shadow for the Wii. I don't think they were putting out new stuff in the middle of their first day, but I'm surprised I did not see this one earlier. Unfortunately, it does not have a manual, but for $4.99, I think this is a pretty obscure game. I don't see this one very often. I do already have it, I believe, though, for the collection. And then I picked up a copy of Toy Story 3 for the 360. I think this is like a $15 game or so, $15, $20 game for $4.99. So yeah. So I spent $250 there in the morning, and I spent another like $75, $80 between that and the Guitar Hero stuff on my way home from work. And I went back the next day, which would have been Saturday, I believe, and I picked up another copy of Toy Story 3. They had 2 of them, so once again, I don't know if I just, if I bought this one, I would have bought this one too, but I must have just missed that they have this one there. But yeah, that was the same price, $4.99. I think that was all that was there on Saturday. I went there on Sunday as well. I don't think I found anything. But moving on to Monday, I stopped there on my lunch break again around noontime. And these had definitely been put out at some point between Sunday and Monday afternoon, because this would have been scooped up real quick. This was sitting on top of the GameCube pile. And I'm lucky that I opened it, because inside is a copy of Def Jam Fight for New York, which is like, I think it like complete is probably like $40, $50. So I don't know disc only, but I know $4.99 is a good deal for it. And then they also had a copy of Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort there. This one was definitely put out because it was sitting right on top of the rest of their Wii Sports. I would have seen this if it was there either of the other days that I went. But yeah, I don't check the condition on this one. It's alright, it's not great, but I'm pretty sure this is like a $15, $20 disc. So not bad for $4.99. And then I believe Tuesday, yeah, it would have been Tuesday afternoon, I went back there again, kind of getting a feel for, how often they're putting out new stuff, trying to get in good with the employees, And I bought some more Guitar Hero guitars, I think. They brought out some from, like, they walked over to, like, their warehouse at the back of, like, the actual Goodwill store and brought over a bunch of guitars for me and sold them to me for $4.99. And I picked up one game, which was Ghostbusters, a video game, for the Xbox 360. I think I had one of these back during like the garage sale season that I sold for like $15, so I picked that up for $4.99. And then finally, I believe the last set of pickups I have to show for this video came from yesterday evening. So I'm filming this on a Thursday evening right now. It's been almost a week since the store has been open, and these are what I grabbed Wednesday evening. So I went in there, and this had been there the whole time, ever since they opened, and I never thought to look it up for some reason. It's Xbox 360 NCAA Football 13. So I know 14 is like the super expensive one, but I pulled this off the shelf and I was like, I've never seen this cover before. So I went ahead and looked it up and saw that it's like a $15, $20 game. So I went ahead and grabbed it for $4.99. And then they had a couple new Game Boy games in their glass case. They had a few of them. They had like a couple Game Boy Advance games that I passed on, but I grabbed for the original Game Boy Castlevania Adventure and Solomon's Club for $4.99 each. There was like an NFL one there that I passed on, but yeah, this kind of stuff, I mean, this kind of gave me hope that they're going to be putting out new stuff semi-regularly, at least, which means, at least for the time being, I'll be going back there very regularly, like every day, just to make sure I'm not missing anything. But yeah, that was everything I got basically in the first week of them being open. I guess just to, summarize my thoughts on the store and the prices and everything. For the most part, I was pretty impressed. For the system prices and stuff, like $25 for that PS2 Slim. And that's not the only one they had either. They had a black one, and they had a PS2 Fat there for $24.99. They had, you saw the N64 I bought. They had a Super Nintendo there for $35. It was all cracked up in yellow though, but not a bad deal, for someone if it works. They had a bunch of PS3 and Xbox 360 systems for like $30 or $35. So overall, I was pretty impressed. The one thing that has me a little concerned and kind of excited at the same time, I guess, is like $4.99 seems to be like their base price for a lot of their games. So I have a feeling I'm going to be able to find some pretty good deals there if they stick to that and don't start looking everything up, which I'm assuming they haven't to this point. The only thing is like once it's picked over, they're going to have a really hard time moving any, sports or filler games for $4.99 a piece. I have a feeling they're just going to have stockpiles of sports junk and whatnot. But hey, that's how most other Goodwills are too, right? So anyway, I think I've gone on long enough here. I'm probably over 20 minutes at this point. But yeah, I mean, for a week's worth of pickups, I guess it's justified, right? So I'll let you guys know if I come across anything exciting at the store in the near future. I want to thank you guys for sticking around and checking out the video. And until next time, take care.